I gotta set up the camera here. Give me 1 second. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so I need to put this up here. There we go. How's it going, guys? Okay. Gonna be cutting some glass. This is just some solid black spectrum glass. My glove is ripping a little bit here. Gotta put a new one on. Gotta cut this a little bit. Because I want to be able to start my crack on the weakest point of this piece, so because I don't really want to lose this tail. I don't need it, but so I like to start my crack at the weakest point and let it follow through on itself. Okay. Let me get, this is bothering me. It's because my hands are kind of sweaty that the glove is ripping. I thought it was going to be pretty cold down here in my basement, but it's not really too bad. So, my hands are a little sweaty. So, okay. So, what I'm going to do on this piece is I'm going to start with this inside curve first. So, I'm actually going to score the entire line. I'm not going to go straight across and leave this out. I'm going to do the whole thing first. Staying on the inside of my marker. Okay, so this isn't like too bad of a curve, so what I'm going to do is just start it. There's a little crack that I heard. Start it on this end also, and it'll follow through on itself. All glass doesn't do this, but this glass is pretty cooperative, so and I'm not pressing down hard. I'm just pressing enough that it's rolling across the surface of the glass. If your wrist is hurting when you're cutting glass, then you're pressing down too hard. If your hands are getting tired after cutting for 15-20 minutes, you're pressing down way too hard. And I don't put cutting oil on the inside of my tool. I don't put it on this. I just roll it on a sponge that has some cutting oil soaked into it. Hey everyone. If you have any questions about cutting glass or the tools or getting started, you can put them in the chat and I can answer them for you. Okay, so again, I'm scoring on the inside of that paint marker. So in the end, I really don't want to be left with any lines because I don't want to be at the grinder for a long time. So you can see on this piece, I don't have any more Sharpie mark, maybe just a little spots, but I'll check that on my pattern piece and all the markers over here. Hi, Melody. Yeah, if you have any questions about cutting stained glass or anything, feel free to ask. Okay, so this piece has a really deep curve. I am going to try to get that out of there and see how close I can get it. So what I'm going to do first is cut a straight line all the way across. I'm going to connect these two endpoints. Okay, so that is going to be my first score line. And then what I'm going to do is score the entire inside part of this curve. Okay, So I just did that, and I'm going to put one more curve right in the middle of that, like this. Kind of break it up a little bit. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just take my running pliers and take that first piece off, and then I'm going to start the crack. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly squeeze until I hear a snap. Unless it breaks on me, then we'll start over. Okay, so I just heard a little snap. I'm going to go to the other side and lightly squeeze. Okay, so there's another snap. So what I'm going to do now is give it a little bit of a tap, and it fell right out. So I didn't even have to break off that inside score line that I had made. Okay, so then the next thing I'm just going to work on getting this cut out. And I'm just doing this in sections. Most of the time you can do it all on one score line, but take it in some chunks there. Just going to take my running pliers, break that, and then I'm going to take my grozing pliers and just hold on to that and break it right off. This glass is pretty easy to cut, that black glass. It's not too bad. So whenever you get into the real texture stuff, that's when it starts getting a little scary. So the next glass that I'm going to be scoring and breaking is this really wavy stuff, and I have a lot of deep curves on this, so we'll see how far I get as far as breaking these out without actually like breaking the piece. I don't really want to have to use my ring saw because I didn't like, you know, clean the glass off, and then I would just end up losing my lines in the water. So I really don't want to have to use, excuse me, the ring saw, but, you know, we'll see what happens. It's all good if I end up, I have a whole bunch of this stuff, so, and it's not really my absolute favorite glass, but I think I'll use it for the panel that I'm making. Alright, so I'm just going to start with this real curvy line right here, and I'm just going to follow the inside of that black Sharpie line. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is start tapping with my scoring tool. Okay, so I do have a crack started. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is come in with my running pliers and give it a little snap. Okay, go to the other side, give it a little snap. I missed what you said about running on the inside of the score line. I use the outside so that I can grind if I need to. Yeah, that's completely fine. If that works for you, then that's perfectly fine. But I don't like being at the grinder for a long time, so I run all my score lines on the inside of my pattern piece. Just trying to break this off. I'll show you what I mean in a second once I get this off of here. Might just need a relief cut, because it looks like we're pretty much there we go. We're almost there. Just gotta be patient with it. This stuff is really, really textured. It's broken all the way, but it's just not letting go. So what I'm going to do is take a score line from right here all the way over. There we go. It just snapped out. Okay. I agree, I don't like the grinder either. I have a ring saw for most of my cuts. For most of like your inside curves, you definitely don't want to use it for all of your inside curves. You definitely want to, use your scoring tool as much as possible. I really only use the ring saw for really deep cuts if I really can't get it. So like something like this, I'll get with this scoring tool, and just breaking it on my own. But whenever it comes to ring saw cuts, unless I'm, really struggling with a piece, or like, I might end up struggling with quite a few pieces for this panel that I'm making because there's a lot of inside curves. So I'll probably end up using my ring saw at some point, but I try not to. Not because I think it's, a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. But whenever you're always at the ring saw and not, really practicing your scoring and breaking for these inside curves, you kind of, I don't know. I don't, whatever works best for you is obviously great. And then let me show you what I mean with the actual pattern pieces. Okay. So this is my number 36. It's cheating, lol. Some people do say it's cheating, but whenever it comes to those really deep inside curves, I really don't think so. I don't think so, But if you're using it, like, if you're really not comfortable making your inside cuts, I really suggest maybe, like, trying it on some different types of glass, or trying a different technique. Maybe you're pressing down too hard. I hate that I have to use chapstick for the saw. I know. And that's really the main reason why I hate it too. I'd rather just have pattern pieces that I can just lay down on the glass, cut, and just be done with it. I hate wasting my time trying to get something to stick onto the glass without losing it in the water. That's why I hate it. So that's why I also try to be at the grinder for the least amount of time as possible, because I hate grinding, and I hate staying at the grinder for way longer than I need to. So that's why I cut on the inside of my piece, the inside Sharpie mark. So this is number 36, and I trace the pattern onto the glass. Okay, so whenever I take it off, I make all of my score lines on that inside mark. So I don't want to waste any of my time grinding an entire Sharpie line off of my pieces. It's just, to me, I just wouldn't do it. I would hate doing it. Because I don't, honestly, if I have to spend more than 3 minutes at the grinder on one piece, I'm not happy. Because every artist says it. They hate standing at the grinder. And I totally get it, because it takes so much of your time away when the enjoyment is in, seeing it completed. So, I don't know. That's why I do it, but I also use lead, so, I'm not trying to, butt up glass against glass. If I was doing copper foil, then maybe I would try, scoring on top of my Sharpie line, but still, I just, I wouldn't do it. But, okay, so I'm going to do this inside curve. So I've already made my score line all the way across, so I'm meeting up these 2 points. And now I'm going to score the entire line right here. So I'm going to score this whole line. I'm not pressing down hard. I'm just running across the glass so that the wheel is turning on top of the surface. There's not a deep score line on top of the surface. You can just barely hear it, okay? So I made that first score line. So the next thing that I'm going to do is make a second score line, and I'm going to just go right in the center. So I'm just going to loop right into the center of this and meet it back at the bottom of that peak. Okay, so, and I think I'm going to do one more, so I'm going to come back down to this point, and I'm going to cut this top half, just like that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, Melody says that's what I do is foil because I am not good with lead. Well, that makes sense, you know, if you, whenever, I mean, a lot of foil people spend a lot of time at the grinder because you gotta butt up glass against glass, so I totally get it. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to tap my scoring tool at the deepest part of my curve, so I'm just, until I get a starting crack right here. So I'm going to hold my piece firmly. I like to press my thumb up against right where I'm like about to crack. Okay, and then I'm going to just tap. And I'm kind of moving it around a little bit. Okay, so I can see, you probably can't see it on camera, so I'm sorry. But I have a crack started right at the crest of this inside curve. And I'm going to just keep following that crack all the way down until it finishes, okay? Okay. And it really depends on the type of glass how hard you're going to have to tap it. And sometimes you can't see the crack, so you're kind of guessing. Like if it's a, I mean like if it's a different color of glass, so. Okay, so I pretty much have that all the way cracked. Okay, so now that we have that started, except for the very end of this, this one is being a poop head. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since this corner is not cracking because it's actually right on a really thick part, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run my score line here. I'm going to use my running pliers to go straight across right here. Okay, so I'm just going to gently press down and let that follow all the way through. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, this is all cracked except for right here. So I'm going to start with my running pliers right there and just give it a little snap. Okay, so now we have it run all the way across. I'm just going to run it over here just to make sure it's all the way good. Okay, so that's good. So the next thing that we have to do is break out these last little sections. So what I'm going to do is take my running pliers and I'm going to meet up with that first half that I scored. I'm just going to gently push on that. Okay, and I'm going to come back over here, do the same thing and meet those two cracks up together. Okay, so both of those are broken and I'm just going to tap that piece out. Okay, so we got the first section tapped out. And I'm going to do this again with that littler section that I made. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze right here and start that crack. Okay, it looks like it started. And I'm going to do the same thing over here and start it if I can. It starts getting tight up in there because of that curve. I can't get my running pliers all the way in. I got to get those other set of running pliers that you can like move around. That would be awesome. But I got these from Hobby Lobby and they've been with me forever. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of tap back and forth. This is where the patience and the tapping comes in. So, okay, so I'm going to try to break it out with my rosing pliers, which is always scary because you don't know if it's going to break off. Okay, so I'm going to roll with this crack that I have right here and just let that kind of... Okay, so I probably am going to have to make this again. Let's see if I can just get it out. Oh, okay. Sometimes you got to be aggressive, I guess. Okay. So we got a little aggressive with that, and now we have a we have an inside curve, so inside curves are just such... And I always have... I make my panels, like, I do so many curves in my work. Okay, so now we can just score and break these last two pieces. Okay. Thanks, Melody. Sometimes it really is just a matter of luck with this stuff. But, I am going to be using Yakagani glass for my other two colors that I have. I'm not sure who makes this. And, like, Yakagani glass isn't difficult to cut, but it's opal glass, so I can't see any of my cracks, that type thing, and I have a ton of curves to do in those colors. So, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we got this first piece all broken out. I got so many pieces to do. It's okay. This is where the patience comes in. Okay, next piece. We got another curvy piece because that's what I do to myself. Okay, so I'm actually going to start right here because I got this like funky cracked piece right here and I just don't want a crack to score along my actual pattern piece. So I'm just going on the inside of that black Sharpie line. Okay, and I'm just going to break that off first just to get rid of it. Right. And now, I think I'm going to go with this one first, since it's... So, another thing that I sort of suggest whenever you're doing your curved lines is not to get rid... Don't make your curved section be the last thing that you break out. Make it be the first thing that you break out, so that you have all of this glass to hold on to, and you're not breaking it across any sort of sections. Make the deepest curve your first thing that you cut out, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to go to this side and then this side, because this side is a little bit shallower of a curve. This one is deeper, so I'm going to go here first. Okay. Come in with the running pliers again. Alright, it's pretty much there. Let's see what it's hanging up on. Maybe I'll Alright, I'm going to do a relief cut. I'm going to start over here. Go right there. And I'm going to take my running pliers and break this all the way across, like that. And then I'm going to work on this inside piece. I'm breaking it out by itself. Okay. And most of the time you can like hear it. There we go. Okay. Got that out. You can like hear when it's ready to basically fall out. But it gets held up for sure. Alright, so let's do this next inside curve. Okay, and I'm going to start with my running pliers. Alright. We've got a crack happening here, so it's about to give. Let's see if I can just break it out. There. Okay. So nerve-wracking. Get this other little line off. Two pieces. Okay. So the next section that I need to work on. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do real fast is move some stuff out of my way. Okay, because I need to keep the scrap and the actual pieces separated so I don't mix them up. Alright, and then I have a pretty big okay, so I need to sort of divide this up a little bit. I'm sorry, but I have to work on my macaw window. So great to see you teaching this art. It is very rewarding. Thank you, Melody. Have fun with your macaw window. That sounds awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna break this down a little bit, and I'm gonna go straight across right here on this like arched piece. And I'm going to take off the flat portions of it. Go all the way across and break that out. Alright, so the next, I'm going to break out, then I'm just going to go straight down, get that section out, start from here, and meet up with these two corners. can see my score line. I think yeah. Oh my gosh. Some of this is like really thick. It's pretty hard to break out. Alright, next section. Okay, so I want to keep as much glass on this side as possible because I have such a deep curve right here. So what I think I'm going to do is actually go this way. Okay, wait, yeah, I'll go this way. And I'll get this piece sort of cut out like that. Follow all the way through. Start the crack right there. Gosh. I'm squeezing like pretty hard. Okay. There we go. Which I probably need to get like, I probably just need new running pliers. Because these are like, they've seen better days for sure. Okay, so next I'm gonna I'll just get this piece out. Just go like this. Alright, now for a really scary piece. Let's see if I can actually do it. This one might have to be done on the ring saw, but that's fine. We'll see if I can actually break it out. Okay, so how do I want to attack this? Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to eliminate this side right here. Gonna score all the way down and just get rid of that edge right there. Okay, so we got that. Next thing I'm gonna do is score the entire inside of this curve. Okay. Okay, got that. Next, I'm going to start chunking this puppy out. So I'm just going to do a line right there. And then I'm going to do another line right there. And I'm just going to try to keep meeting up at the same, start at the same point and end at the same point and arch over. Okay. Do the same thing. It's really hard to see this glass. Okay. I think maybe one more for a good measure. So, okay. Next, I'm going to crack the deepest portion of this first. So I'm going to start hitting the glass right here. I'm going to have to get this out of the screen for a second because I need to really look at it. We're getting there, we're getting there. Okay. Oh yeah, we're doing all right now. Okay. Okay. I have the entire crack going along this edge. Now I'm going to start doing my little sections. Alright, I'm going to go in with my running pliers first. I'm just going to eliminate this first one. Easy. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my grazing pliers. I'm going to grip on to a piece right here. I'm going to start that edge, and now I'm going to take my running pliers and start this edge. And hold on to that. I'm going to finish it out if I can. See if I can get it with this. Okay. One. So next, this glass is like really hard to grip onto because it's so ripply. I'm trying not to like fling it in my face. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna come in with my running pliers again and start that crack. If I can. Okay, there we go. Come in with the grazing pliers. Oh my gosh. It's definitely not easy to grip onto this stuff. It's just like kind of slippery because it's so ripply. Okay. There we go. Another section has let loose. Okay, I'm like holding my breath. This is definitely not easy. How do I want to do this? I definitely gotta get those running pliers that you can like move all the way around the glass so you're not worried about running out of space. Because that's what I'm doing right now, is just running out of space. Okay, so I have another crack started. I'm just gonna try to hold on to that. Oh my gosh. So scary. I hate when it does that. Okay. Just making sure that I'm not wasting my time and like putting cracks in the actual pattern piece. But I don't see any. So I think so far so good. Just trying to break that out. Okay, that was a failed attempt. I might try and do it again, like drawing it and doing that again, but I definitely hit it too hard. So, oh well, we'll make it again. I'm not exactly sure what piece that was, but I didn't number these. Oh well. we will move on to the next pieces because there's plenty more of inside curves to try and keep. So I just gotta figure out what piece that was so I can redraw it. I'll definitely try it again before I go to the ring saw, because that was so close. That was so close to victory. But probably would have been alright if I used like a normal texture of glass, something that was a lot more flat, but I was like, oh yeah, let's do this ripple stuff. Gosh, this stuff is hard. It's just like hard to get a crack started on some of these like real thick edges, which is where this piece is. It probably won't show up on camera, but it's some thick stuff. Alright, let me see if I can get this little doodly doot here. Little inside. That's the thing about like breaking inside curves. You're like, oh great, like am I just gonna start breaking all of the inside curves now? But should be okay. I don't know why. I must need to like clean these up or something. Well, or buy new ones because they've just completely lost their grip. Oh my gosh. This stuff is just breaking. It's just so thick. That one might need to be a grinder moment because it is just... It's like forbidden glitter is what's happening. Just all forbidden glitter. Okay. Moving on. I'm gonna just clean that up with the grinder because it's not happy with me trying to get out of there with the grossing pliers. Okay, and last little section. Okay, so yeah, I'll just have to clean up that inside piece. That's fine. Another little semicircle looking piece. So I'm just gonna score my line all the way around. Just like that. And I'm going to break that straight piece off and then just let this kind of do what it wants. Gosh. Yeah. The grossing pliers are just not a friend in this kind of glass for whatever reason. Like, really gotta snap it. Alright. That looks good. Next. Okay. I have another inside curve, which looks intimidating now after breaking the other one. Let's see what the heck we can do. Okay, let's just see here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my entire score line along this curve. Okay. And I'm gonna just do one little halfway if I need it. Alright, and I'm gonna make that crack all the way along the edge here. Okay. That cracked very nicely, so let's see here. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to start this inside curve with the running pliers. Oh man. Come on, you can do it. Holy crap. Okay. That is some tough glass there. Just gonna do a little once over here too with the running pliers. Okay. And now maybe attempt to break it out. Gosh. Really hitting it. Let's see what I can do with the pliers. Maybe try to go over here first. It's just like can't grip onto it. Wiggle it out a little bit. Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have picked water glass instead of ripple glass. Should have just went with the water glass. That stuff's pretty easy. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It kind of scalloped on the inside here, kind of like, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see what it does whenever I score the rest of it out. Alright, so I'm just gonna go all the way along this whole thing. Turn it a little bit. Follow my score line again. All the way down. Okay. You got this. Smack it. I'm trying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Uh-huh. Let's see what the heck. Whoa, okay. Alright. We got a crack coming in right here. What the crap? Alright. Gotta try that one again. Guys, I'm telling you, I made the wrong decision. I should have just went with water glass. Should have just made this easy on myself. And been like, yeah, water glass, blah, blah, blah. No, I wanted the pretty looking ripple stuff. Okay, that's 2 pieces down. Next. Let's see what the heck else I can do. Let's see how many pieces I can get behind today. Hey everybody, how's it going? We're cutting some glass today. Alright, if you got questions about cutting stained glass, starting in stained glass, whatever it might be, drop it in the comments. I've already broken 2 pieces, just to show you that we all break pieces. And don't use this ripple glass if you plan on you know, making really curvy pieces. Just make straight lines out of this nice ripple glass. Randy Page says it's okay. We know you secretly got tired of messing with that one, LOL. It's so true. Like, you know, you gotta be so patient with this stuff. Okay, so what do I wanna do here? I wanna go right here. Right here. I guess I'll go right here. Take this nice straight line and I'll just finish it out over here. Okay. Let's get our running pliers and let's see what the heck we can make happen here. Come on. Thank you. Alright, now. I think I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go right here. And I'm just gonna score this thing. I'm just gonna run it out. Okay. I'd never get tired of breaking glass. That's true. Just save some time and slam that one on the floor and start. Yep, that. You're right. That's what we're doing here. Just gonna draw more pattern pieces on some glass. Okay. Alright, let's see. So yeah, I mean, definitely don't get tired of breaking glass. That's definitely the funnest part about stained glass. Even whenever you don't seem to break them all great. It's all right. You know? Alright, next. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this nice curvy curve. Which way do I want to go? Go this way. Start right here. Okay. Hey, oh my gosh, there's 8 people in here. I don't think I've ever had 8 people here at once. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I got a full classroom. Listen, if you're gonna take notes, don't use Ripple Glass for your really curvy lines, okay? That's the lessons we've learned here today, okay? Taking my running pliers, I'm starting that crack on this side. I'm gonna start this crack on the other side. Okay. What exactly am I breaking anyways? So this is gonna be for a leaded stained glass panel that I'm making for one of my favorite YouTube channels, okay? And I'm gonna send it to them, whoops, as some fan art. I've never done fan art before. So I got inspired to make a piece of fan art for somebody, and I'm gonna send it to them. Never done that before. Also, you just gotta like you know, you're always making stuff that you're gonna sell, and then you know sometimes you just want to make stuff. For yourself, basically. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna give it to somebody, but you gotta stay inspired. You gotta make the things that you want to make. Okay, more Ripple Glass. Here we go. I'm going to condense this down a good bit. So let's see here. Let's see. I think I'm going to just go right here and get this straight line, knock it out. So I'm just going to start way down here, come all the way up. Whoops, kind of missed it a little bit. And follow through. Okay. And then start my crack. Chow. Okay, good. So, like what did I do to myself here? Like, what did I do? This is probably gonna end up being a ring saw piece too. but we'll see. Like, same. Same here. Same. It's all good, though. You gotta change it up some. Heck yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're changing it up. Gonna follow through right there. Put that out. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Okay, so right now I have Sharpie on here. This piece is probably gonna need the ring saw. I don't see how it wouldn't need the ring saw. You got this right here, then you got this coming this way. Obviously this is a little bit shallower than this, so I try to break this out first and then attack this one. But this can probably go really south really fast. I was thinking about like putting some glue on the top of it so I wouldn't lose my Sharpie line in the water, because I didn't make a Cricut pattern for this. I'm sorry if you can't see it. I didn't make a Cricut pattern for this panel. I just wanted to draw this on here and get it over with. But I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. We break it, we break it. Who freaking cares, you know? Right? Gotta try it. Let's just try it. Okay. I'm going to score the entire inside of this first. Okay? That is what we're going to do. Now I'm going to section it out, piece by piece. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller this time. I don't normally do that, but I'll make them a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. Meet down at this corner again. Go like that. Maybe this ripple glass needs to have thinner, you know, breaking points instead of having such thick ones, since it is already thick glass, you know? I haven't really used a lot of this glass, so I'm not really familiar with how it wants to break. I'm having a hard time seeing my score lines. Okay, where did I stop? Okay, I'm gonna go one more. I'll go one more. Might not need it, but we'll see. Okay, so we're gonna go like that. I don't know how many I put. What about temperature? Does that make a difference if glass is hot or cold? Honestly, I have no idea. It's pretty cold in here. I'm in my basement. Like, it's not freezing, but like my nose is definitely cold. My nose is cold. My feet aren't cold though. And I'm not like physically cold. I don't know. This feels colder. Definitely doesn't feel warm. Okay, I'm gonna tap it first. I'm gonna tap this. I'm gonna tap the deepest curve first and get that crack going all the way along there. First, right? I'm questioning everything. I normally always do that because as I start climbing up, so if I crack this part first, it's less likely to crack elsewhere, okay? Since it's already done here, as I'm climbing up, it doesn't, at least it's always worked for me, but now that it's not really working, I'm questioning what I'm doing. I wonder if it's better if I start just right here and work my way up just because of this glass being like it is. But I have the ripples working with me, so it might be okay. Whenever the ripples are going this way, that's when it gets harder. But I have the ripples running this way. So this one might not be too bad. I don't know. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yeah, Randy, on this one I did end up like scoring a lot smaller sections than I did on the last one. But it still didn't really work out for me, so. Okay. So we have that section all cracked. So now I'm going to attempt to use my Grosing pliers. Oh my gosh. See what the heck I mean? This is just crazy. This is nuts. Whoo, man. Look at that. This is scary. There's so many jaggedy parts right here. This glass is crazy. Okay, let's try that again. Oh yeah, see, look at that. Oh my gosh. When the ripple's working with you, it's a good day. It's a good day. When the ripple is working with you. Work with the ripple. Lesson number 2. Work with the ripple, not against the ripple. But like I want the ripple going a certain way on the panel. Like I want the ripple going horizontally across the panel. I don't want it going vertically or like mixing, matching. I want it to go a certain way. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm holding my breath. Okay. Okay. Getting all these dangerous slices out of my waffle board. Oh yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm gonna get this little corner out of here. Man. It is hard to grip onto this stuff. Oh! Did I just crack it? Nuts, that might have been the end. I don't know, I can't tell yet. It might have been the end. This stuff is nuts. I don't know, guys. We're gonna see if it survives. Oh, okay, that was a good sign. Good sign. Shut up, are you serious? Are you joking me right now? You're joking me right now. We got this. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna just clean it up a little bit. Are you joking? You're joking. You're joking right now. Yay. I gotta get all these danger slices out of here. This is dangerous. I don't know about you guys, but one time I had a piece of glass sticking up off of my grinder whenever I was grinding glass, and I went like this. Oh, it was the end of the night right there. I had to stop. That was painful. I'm just gonna give this a little swipe. Just, yep, see, there's a slice right there. Put it down before you, I know, right? I gotta, let's gently set it down. Let me just make sure there's actually not cracks. Let me make sure. No cracks. Here we go. Okay. I don't want to get too excited. I still got another curve. I'm gonna get this piece off first, though. So that makes me think I can get those other pieces still, you know? I could probably still break out those other pieces. If, see, that's the only thing. If the ripple's going the right way. And I don't think it is. I really don't think I have the advantage with those other pieces, because I think those other pieces are, you know, going long ways, whatever. going the opposite way of the ripple. So I'm working against the ripple whenever I'm doing those other pieces. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do now. Gosh. I'm debating. I'm debating, guys. Alright, I'm just going to start taking off some chunks. Just going to start chunking it off here. Okay. Oops. Okay. I'm going to chunk it off. I'm going to chunk it off right here. Let's just, you know, we're taking bites. We're taking bites now. Okay? Okay. There we go. Another chunk. I'm going to take off this chunk right here. Follow it all the way through, I guess. Chunking it down, chunking it down. Okay? I don't need that. Alright, I'm going to chunk off this little section right here. Come on, hey. Yeah, about like shaving and doing this. Yeah, exactly. That's literally, those other pieces I wasn't using the glass to its advantage. I was working against it. So if I think it'll look okay if I use it the opposite, which I don't think so, because you're gonna notice I've made one other piece, like this will be the background color, I guess you can call it. So I've used this one other time, and I used it on a floral piece, and I just like basically just drew the pattern on without even really thinking about how the grain was going, like the actual pattern was moving, and it was all over the place. And you could like, I mean, I could tell for sure, but you could tell that it just like wasn't nice and lined up, you know. Like, I'm not trying to be absolutely perfect about it, but it's got to be cohesive. It's got to like look right. It's got to have a nice flow to it. And the piece is already extremely flowy. Okay. We got that started. So let's see. I'm going to start with my running pliers. That's where we're starting. I'm going to start a crack right there. Got that started. We're going to start a crack right here. Okay? Doesn't matter if it breaks off that little edge. Just like that, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Don't need that anyway. Okay? Now I'm going to start another crack right here. Just gently squeezing. I'm shaking. Gently. Guys, at this point I'm squeezing. It's not cracking. There we go. Okay. Whew. Alright. It's cracked all the way across. Yay! Look at it, guys. It's beautiful. Okay. That makes me happy. And we're back. Okay, I'm gonna put this down gently. Alright. Easy. Let's do this. Randy says, yeah, I know what you mean. When I look at stuff, maybe I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't expect someone else to. Right, LOL, I don't know why. You were holding your breath too. I know. The only other time that, like, I genuinely was, like, holding my breath while cutting glass was I made a piece entirely out of one sheet of glass, and it was a Baroque piece, so it had all that nice swirl into it, and I wanted to keep the same swirl throughout the whole piece, so like it was like this, and I had to cut every single piece out while it was like connected to itself. That was scary, but I did it. So, and I still have that piece. And I'll be sad whenever it sells one day because I love it. I don't know if I'll ever make a piece like that again unless I'm like truly inspired to do that again, because that was so stressful. But I had that vision in my head to do that, and I had to try it, and it worked. It was amazing. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. It's nice whenever the ripples go in the right way. Okay? Now, we got more. We got more. Oh yeah, we got more. We got this piece right here. Doesn't look too bad compared to what we just did. Okay. So let's try and separate these a little bit. I actually think I'm going to cut this off first. So I think I'm going to do first. Alright. Oh my gosh. You're so right, Randy. All the time and patience. I mean, I'm sure any art form takes time and patience. And I'm not on like any sort of time crunch, you know, but I can't spend all my days just making fan art. But I wanted to work on it today, so that's what I'm doing. Squeeze. Okay. Come on. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna get, there's some like major points sticking off right here. So I'm just taking my grazing pliers, just knocking those down so that I don't catch my hand on it. And that looks good. So I think I'm just gonna just do a little like that. Because I kind of drew these funny. I don't know why I did that. I didn't really give myself a good point to get them out. There we go. Never tried this. My big mittens seem like they would be in the way. Oh, you'd be fine. You could do it. It's so much fun. Once you start, you're not going to want to stop because it's literally so much fun. Alright, next, I'm going to get out this piece right here. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna do a little. Okay. How do I want to do this? Okay. Let's see. If you hear my stomach growl, it's because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. Just gonna grab this little section. Whoa. Gosh, just stop this. It's scary. Okay, we're gonna just leave that for the grinder because I don't wanna risk that. Okay, so now we're gonna take out this little section right here. This ripply section. See, that's where the problem comes in, is whenever I start scoring my line with the ripple, that's where it doesn't want to break out. So That's where I'm going to start with this crack, though. There we go. Alright. No, I don't think we heard that you should eat, like, nah, it's all good. I'll eat in a little bit. I'm too focused. I'm in game mode right now. This is game time. And this little section right here. And then we got this piece done. Done and ready. Okay, let's see where I can set it. Now, let's go right here. So, I want to keep as much glass on this side of this curve as possible, so I'm going to run my score line right here. Okay, just like that. Doesn't matter if you flip it over and cut the other side. So you definitely can do that. It's way harder. So this side is the textured side. Right now I'm scoring on the flat side. Glass has a flat side and the textured side. Which is probably not going to show up good on camera right now unless I put it kind of against my hoodie. You can see the ripples. There is glass called ribbon glass, and it's completely textured. Almost like this, but way more severe, and you can score on the ripple side. It's just more difficult. You know, that's where it's like, you gotta make that really simple shapes if you're gonna do that. But they used to do it, especially in like Tiffany windows. Tiffany used to do it all the time. What was his first name? He used to use ribbon glass all the time, and it was just giant folds of glass, and he'd use it for like fabric for clothing. And they didn't have the tools that we have now, and they would break out some crazy shapes and use some really difficult glass, which is awesome. I think they still make ribbon glass, but I think you have to like order it, like custom order it. Okay, so we got that out. That's good. So I'm just going to take the rest of these curves out before I do the straight line on the other side. And let's just get this straight line out of here. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so we got that piece. Nice, that's pretty skinny there. But it'll be good once it's leaded and cemented. It'll hold nice and firm in there, and it won't be a weak point. It'll be good. Alright, next piece. I'm going to take out this inside curve first, which It's also pretty shallow. And also going in the right direction, so that's awesome. It was probably just, well, I'll see what the other pieces are like, but probably just those couple pieces that end up going the wrong way, and they don't really work out good for the curves. Get rid of these erasures on here. Oh my gosh. Can't even draw a straight line, or less cut one. You could do it. Alright. Let's get this other... Well, you know what? Okay, so here's another situation that you might run into. So I have 2 points right here, okay? And those points end up normally getting broken off, okay? Because they're weak points. So what I like to do whenever I see that I have a point right here, and this is, I mean, this is more of a corner than a point. This is pretty much a point. So most of the time whenever you run a score line, I mean, you can go a couple different ways. So I can go right here, run it all the way across, start my running line right here, and let it follow through like that, so that it's definitely getting that weak point right here. And then the next thing that I would do is score right here, and then use my running pliers on this point and let that crack start at the weak point and follow through to the strongest point. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So you can try and save as much of that point as possible, especially for like copper foil. Not so much for lead. You can hide a lot of things with lead since it gets covered a certain amount. So I'm just gonna start my crack right at the weakest point of that piece right there. Okay, so that crack is started, and I'm just gonna follow through with my running pliers. If it does it, I'm squeezing pretty hard. There we go. And then go over here to this side, do the same thing, and then let that fall out. Okay. Do you think throwing some painter's tape or something on it would help with not cracking it? Probably not, no. Glass is gonna just do its own thing. I use vinyl, Cricut vinyl, a lot for my pattern pieces, and it's sticky, and if it cracks, it cracks. It doesn't really help. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here at this corner with the running pliers and just let that follow through. So then I still have that point nice and intact, and it didn't crack off and make a straight line. Okay, let's see what we can do. Did I score that? No. Okay. Somebody text me? No. My Apple Watch, like I'm standing right now, but I'm not like doing a whole lot of moving. It thinks I'm sitting. It's like, okay, time to stand. You've been sitting for way too long. Like, bro, I'm standing. I am standing right now. I'm short, but I'm standing. Maybe I need to like change a setting or something so it like recognizes I'm actually standing. Okay, there we go. So I'll just have to clean up that a little bit. It didn't really break off nice, but that's fine. It's not broken, and that's all I care about. Okay, now, this is, where did I put that other, I thought I had another piece. Didn't I have another piece of clear? Hold up here. Something's not right. Pretty sure I have another piece. Yes, here we go. I started putting scrap on the pieces I need. Okay, so this is a piece and this is a piece. I could have swore I had more than this. Hold up, this isn't good. What did I do? This is what I get for not numbering things and thinking, oh, I don't know. Oh, I see it. Never mind. I see it. We're good. I have it. Okay, I see it. Let's just get these pieces broken up. Sometimes I won't number things just because like all of the pieces are so different. Like you can tell what pieces are what, so it doesn't really matter. But I have all my scrap right here, so they all start looking like pieces, which is the problem. Thanks, Randy. Thanks for staying in the chat, too. I don't need that. Okay, another piece. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna have tacos for dinner. Thinking about food. Tacos sound good. Okay, come on. You can do it. Okay. There we go. Got that crack started. Got the crack started over here too, and I'm just gonna meet it in the middle. I'm gonna try to tap it out, see if it lets loose. There we go. That scared me. Okay. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Just, you know, if you're a beginner stained glass artist or you want to try stained glass, whatever it might be, feel free to ask. And I'll try to answer as best as I can. Go. There we go, another piece done. Alright, let me get my other sheet. Okay, so this is the last sheet of this clear. And I have this crazy piece that I gotta do. And then a couple small pieces. So, let's see what we can make happen here. So far I've only broken 2 of the clear pieces that I am gonna try again without using the ring saw, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Okay, I'm just gonna section this big piece out for right now. So the only problem that I see so far with this piece is I have a pretty tight corner right here. And its weak spot is going to be the crack right across it. If you can, sorry. I know it's hard to see. So this is this kind of corner, deep corner kind of piece, and it can end up cracking kind of like this. We'll see how far I can take it. Yeah, without using a ring saw. Because I would prefer not to if I don't have to, because I hate that I end up losing the Sharpie in it, and I didn't make vinyl pattern pieces for this, so we'll see. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start all the way down here and just take this score line and meet it to the top of this piece right here. So just kind of get a piece started and break that out. And okay, so I just have that section right there to get out. I'm not sure how far I want to go with that. I'll kind of see as I'm like scoring what feels natural to sort of turn. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna, and then I'll just take it the rest of the way. Okay, so like I want to start turning right now and finish it out, and I'll finish the little rest of it on the ring saw. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I thought I felt a piece of glass, but I didn't. Okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna start the crack right here, and I'm gonna finish it out. It definitely does not like that. Let's see here. See if I can sort of crack it with. Okay. It's definitely started. See if I can break it out. These just don't really fit. Okay, there we go. We got it. Let me get all of these sharp pieces knocked down. Okay, so let me see if I can show you up against my hand. It's just like that little edge right there that needs shaped up. So I'm good with that. Alright, next I'm going to take this curve. Let's see here. I'm going to go across for now, and I'm just going to finish this whole curve out like this. It's not really ideal, but that's what I'm going to do. There we go. Okay. At least start that and then finish it. Let me clean up this edge a little bit. Gosh. Alright, now I'm going to take out that deep inside curve. Oh, am I frozen? Why am I frozen? Okay, sorry, I didn't know it was frozen. See if it starts back up again. Okay, are we good? Sorry. I didn't know we were frozen. Normally it's whenever I get a notification on my phone, it'll freeze up a little bit. Okay, just plugging it in. So let me start this inside curve. Start the crack And then I'm going to use my running pliers to finish it. There we go. Just gonna finish that out like that. And let's get this curve. Okay. Start it right here. There we go. Alright, there's that crazy looking piece. So now I got some small pieces. Okay. Go. I'm just gonna go across right there. Cross right there. And start punching these pieces out. These are all small, little like filler pieces for the background. That's a little piece. Let's see, I'm gonna go right here first, and then finish it out. That. Sometimes on smaller pieces, it's just easier to score all of the lines and then break them out, because then you're like holding on to a lot more glass. go. And that's like, so the one thing that you also want to pay attention, like if your wrist and your hands are getting sore and tired from scoring and breaking after a while, then maybe check and see if you're pressing down too hard, because I'm not sure how long we've been going. Okay, so what, maybe we started an hour ago or so. And my hands don't hurt, like my wrists don't hurt. I feel like I can keep, using my tools, like you just gotta kind of check yourself if you feel like, scoring and breaking is starting to bother your hands. Because it shouldn't. And then also another thing, like, make sure you're using a tool that is most comfortable for you. So, like, I like the pistol grip. Some people like the pencil grip. There's a few different styles of scoring tools. So, it always helps to buy a couple different styles and just see which one you like best. Which one you feel like is most comfortable for you, so that you're not, like, pressing down too hard. That's just kind of some things that you need to look at if it's bothering you. Okay, so we're moving on to the green. And now this is where it's going to get a little bit more challenging because, well, I wouldn't say a little bit more, I'd say probably about equal. And not because of the texture of the glass, but because I can't see directly through this glass since it is pretty opaque. I'm just trying to get this scrap glass out of my way. Okay, that's good for now. So yeah, I won't be able to like follow my cracks as well as I can on a piece of glass that I can see directly through, and there is quite a few pieces that have some deep curves. So this piece is probably guaranteed to be a ring saw piece. I should be able to do the rest of them by hand. We'll see. But yeah, let's just get started. I'm just gonna score all the way across. Honestly, this stuff sometimes breaks in the completely wrong spot, and sometimes you just can't help it. See, like that did. Obviously it didn't go through any of the pieces, but it did not follow that score line all the way to the edge. But I'm also not really on a completely flat surface, which doesn't help because I didn't rearrange my grid. Okay, so let me just get rid of the rest of that score line that it didn't follow. If I can see it, here it is. There we go. So it went off course a little bit, but we're good everywhere else. Okay, so let me think here. Let me just score this crazy piece out and just move it to the side for now. And also, like, whenever you're scoring glass that's opaque, it's not going to make the same scoring sound as translucent glass. It actually, I mean, it doesn't make any sound. You're just rolling right across it. So if you feel like, oh, it doesn't sound the same, I need to press harder, that's not the problem. It's just the type of glass. It's a lot denser because it has a lot more white in it. So it's going to sound a lot different. Okay, so I'm going to take out this next piece. I'm still applying the same exact amount of pressure, sorry. I'm not changing anything as far as that. It's all the same. It's literally just the sound that's changing. Alright, next I'm going to go right here, right in between here. Okay, and let's see what I can do right here. I think I'm just going to go like this. There we go. Okay, now, this is where it gets a little challenging. The thing is I'm not sure how far I want to take this and sacrifice a whole bunch of pieces. I'm not exactly sure, so I think what I'm going to do is just take this first piece, see how it does, and go from there. If I really want to commit to using a lot of these pieces for the ring saw or not. So let's just start there and see what happens. So I'm going to score the entire inside right there. And I'm going to start my crack right here. So I just hold my thumb in a spot that I can align with my tool underneath and get that crack started. And I'm kind of just guesstimating how much pressure I need to be hitting it with, and then I'll start cracks with the running pliers. Okay, so I heard cracks on both sides, and now I'm going to just follow that score line on the top a little bit. Okay, so I can see the crack here and here. I can't really see it on the bottom. Okay, so I'm starting to see it on the bottom. It's not really sounding like it wants to fall out yet, so I'm gonna go in with my running pliers again. Apply, oh, there we go. So just applied a little bit more pressure with the running pliers to finish it off, and I don't see any more cracks like running through it. So that one's good. Okay, so I'm gonna do this curve next. Gonna roll my cutter in a little bit of cutting oil, and I'm just going to start scoring this one. Alright, so it is a little bit more shallow, so I'm gonna start with my running pliers. There is one crack. Go to the other side. And it popped out. There we go. I'm just going to get rid of these edges. So I'm just going to get rid of this razor. I keep saying razor. This really super sharp edge right there. Okay, first green piece done. Okay, I think I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to start at this edge and come on the inside right here. And I'm just going to follow this curve all the way out. Alright, same thing, I'm going to just start with the running pliers, get a crack there, get a crack started there, and I'm going to tap on it. Okay, so now I can see the crack all the way on the bottom, and it'll pop right out. Okay, so I'm just going to start going all the way around this piece with my score lines. Okay, and this time I'm going to take my dozing pliers and I'm going to just grab right up against that score line and pull. Sometimes it seems like the dozing pliers do a better job with some of those smaller pieces. I'm going to just start this crack with my running pliers. Okay, and then I'm going to do this line with my running pliers too. Okay. Next. Alright, so we got a pretty deep curve right here, which is what I'm going to start with. I'm just going to start down here, and I'm going to come up and over, and I'm going to just completely run all the way out, okay? So I'm going to start a score line, or a crack, once I hear it. There we go. And then another one. Oh, and it broke. Okay. We'll try that one again because I think it'll still work. Let me see if I can find that piece. I will in a second. Okay, so I know that that one broke, and then I had a couple clear pieces break too. Let me see if I can just collect those pieces real fast. I think it was this one. Where's that big? Okay, this one. And I just need the green piece. Here it is. Okay. So I got all the pieces that I have to remake. So these are all the pattern pieces I need to redo. So I got 36, 44, and 26. So I'm just going to set these off to the side so that I know I have to redo them. Okay, next, let's see. I think I'm just going to get that small piece out of the way and just go like this. Alright, so on here we have two pretty deep curves. I think I'm going to try and start with this one and see how far I can get it. So let's see. I'm just going to go way over here. I'm going to try to make it as shallow as possible. which is definitely not going to be easy, but I'll try it. Okay, so I'm gonna try and tap it first to get it started. Okay, I can't tell. Still can't tell. I can't tell if it's actually started. Well, let's just go for it and just see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna save this one so it doesn't crack into the next piece. Just in case. Okay, so I'm going to gently squeeze. I'm just slowly squeezing until I hear a crack. Still haven't heard one, and I'm squeezing pretty hard. Okay. So, I mean that's obviously a pretty deep curve. So we'll try to make that one again, but that one might be a Taurus ring saw piece. All right, I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. I'm gonna go like that. Then I'm gonna go on the inside. Not sure if it'll help, but I'll try. This stuff is pretty curvy. Okay, I'm gonna cut that in half. And I'm going to use my grossing pliers and break that out. And I'm going to try and do the same thing for this. I'm hearing cracking, but I'm not seeing anything happen. Okay, there we go. Just clean that out a little bit. Okay, so maybe I can get that same thing to work on that other one. So that's good. Now we can get the rest of this piece out. That's also a pretty deep curve. Maybe I'll also go like this. It's small, but see? Darn. Almost had it. I went a little too fast. Darn it. Okay, well. Making quite a few pieces now. That's fine. It's all a part of the process. Oh my goodness. Well, I lost that little edge, but it's not a big deal. It's fine. I think it's break time because I'm starting to hit a pattern of just breaking too many pieces. And whenever that starts, it seems like it doesn't end unless you just stop and walk away for a little bit. Okay, so that piece is okay. It's fine. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. I hope it helped. I'm going to take a break because I'm just going to keep breaking pieces. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.